G'day guys, and welcome to the original Romeo, Georges the Crusher. Just another show, but I think it's going to be a great show. Tonight, we're talking to somebody that has given 10 years of his life helping people in a dire situation. He's done more for these people than the Australian government or the New South Wales government. It's funny, I stand outside this church, St. Mary's Cathedral, one of the most beautiful churches in Australia. Yet when night comes, around it, some of the most ugliest scenes. This is where the homeless stay. They try to find warm places to sleep. They try to find warm places to eat. I find it funny, a city like Sydney, so beautiful, yet would you believe that 7% of the New South Wales population in 2016 were homeless? I don't know what the figures are now because I can't find any. 7% in 2016, over 5 million people were in New South Wales. 7% of that were homeless. And Ricky, the Swag family, has taken it upon himself to help these people here in Sydney. So tonight, that's what we're going to do. We're going to walk with Ricky, talk with Ricky, and we're going to meet some of these people and find out how they got in this situation and what they can do to get out of it. Follow me tonight while we look at the real problem that Sydney has. All right guys, as I told you, I'm here with Ricky from the Swag family, the founder of Swag family. This guy's dedicated 10 years of his life to taking care of people that are not as fortunate as he is. Doesn't have to do it. He does it because he loves it. He does it because he's a decent human being who believes in being generous, kind, and trying to help somebody when they need help. Tonight we're going to talk to Rick and we're going to expose some of the myths that some people think about the homeless, some of the lies that have been generated by the government, and we're going to take a hard and very raw look at the reality of being homeless. Thanks Rick for inviting us tonight.
No, thank you man. Thank you guys for coming out, my boy.
Appreciate it. I've been once or twice down here with you, seeing what you're doing. You're a very passionate guy. Your family's also heavily involved. It's not like you're on your own.
No, I've definitely got the support of my kids who have been from the very beginning. The last maybe over 10 years now, they've been coming out of the streets, from my little one all the way up until my older kids. And I've even got an older son that feeds a Wollongong on a Thursday nights as well. So wow. It's amazing the seed of hope that we've been able to put into the community, yeah.
Rick, why would someone like you want to drag his family on a cold winter's night like this one down into the city or Liverpool or wherever you are, or Wollongong, to do what you're doing? What makes a guy like you tick?
Well, I tell you what, I found myself homeless over 3 times in my life. From a young age, I ended up on the streets at 14, 15, doing like the hot dog stand out in the city to sort of survive with my brother. My mum did the best she could growing up, but unfortunately, yeah, we had some incidents that came up at the place, and as young kids, you sort of rebel and you end up on the streets. And then down the track, I ended up homeless again, and this time with a family.
Wow.
And you know, I'd built the building company, I'd had my own homes, and then and we were running community programs all through, like Macquarie Fields, we were running youth programs, trying to help still while we had it. But then I found myself in a place where I couldn't even get a rental property. I couldn't even get it, not that I didn't have the money. I was blacklisted. As soon as I went bankrupt, I couldn't even get into a place. And when I found myself with my wife, my newborn ready to go, my 3 kids, we ended up having to jump from motel to motel. I thought, man, this can't be right. You know what I mean? All these years of working, slaving. So came to a place where we eventually got into a rental property, and it was winter. And I looked at my wife at the time and the kids, and I couldn't help but feel that there were people out there that needed the help. It was cold and we were in a house. We had the heater on and we were freezing. And I kept thinking, man, this has happened to us over and over and over, you know? And one day I just decided to cook with my kids and family, and we got up and headed out to the city, see what God had in store for us. Mm-hmm. And we started driving around. We drove all the way through the city. We did a run around Wentworth Park, the Cross, and everywhere I looked, I saw somebody was broken, whether it was an old man, whether it was a prostitute, whether it was somebody on drug addiction, or whatever it was, there was somebody that was struggling. And we just parked ourselves here at Martin Place, if we have a look at it later, and we set up a table and we just started feeding. Started with 10 people, turned out to 100 people, turned out to 400 people, turned out to every week, every Monday, every second day, turned out to feeding at Liverpool, turned out to feeding at Wollongong, turned out to feeding at Blacktown, turned out to running kids programs, breakfast clubs for kids that weren't getting fed, food hampers, and it was all based on people coming together. So this isn't something that was funded by the government, nothing to do with the government. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This was all people like yourself when you came out with your family. You came out, you cooked meals, you brought meals. The day when you came out, the pizza van rocked up, remember? God was doing pizza as well. Just ordinary people making a difference. But what we've faced at the moment is more mums sleeping in cars with babies, more women over 50 that have been stuck on the streets that couldn't get there. Something happened along the way and they're lost. And these people that you will take a glimpse of in the background, every one of them have got a story. They had businesses, they've had things that wasn't through drug addiction, it wasn't through any addiction, it was just the system failed. They couldn't afford, they spent all their life working until all of a sudden find this is what they've got left.
Let's walk and we'll see what we'll show the people what they're about to see. I don't need to explain it. But what did you learn when, first you were homeless a few times, and then finally when you got back on your feet you decided to do what you're doing now? But what did you learn about the myths and the lies? Were all these homeless people junkies? Were all these homeless people
not at all.
Useless individuals? Or every single one had their own story to tell? You just mentioned it, but tell us, these are just, I remember you told me before, these are just normal Australians that something went wrong in their life and they ended up here.
100%.
And it could happen to any one of us.
100%. Well, when I ended up on the streets, I remember people straight away, like the question I got from people, the question we get is, oh, they want to be homeless.
Yeah.
They don't want to get into a place. This is the first thing people think, that this is the choice. Well, let me tell you something. Every day that we were on the streets, we didn't want to be on the streets.
Yeah.
We had nowhere else to be. The people that we met on the streets, ordinary, the older blokes that were looking after us and saying, hey man, don't go down this street, don't go down this street. Yeah, trying to raise awareness, keep you safe. These were people that were on the streets that were showing care, and they'd give you their sleeping bag, they'd give you their blanket if they saw you laying down on the floor. I've seen with my own eyes, honestly, the people that come up here, if you give them 2 lots of food, they will turn around and take one straight to someone that missed out on dinner. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I want to show you, come back this way. I want to show you something. This is a cafe here. I'm not mentioning any names. It's just a normal cafe. Right, Rick?
Yeah.
In the day, they're paying $5-6 a flat white.
Yeah.
At night,
yeah,
it's accommodation. And the funny thing is, most Australians are more than willing to pay $5 or $6 for a crappy ass coffee. And I'm not saying about this place, but and little do they realise that $5 or $6 a day can get these individuals in a warm bed for a night
Yeah, 100%.
over a week. And this is the frustrating thing. They're
Yeah.
more than happy during the day
That's right. That's exactly right.
to eat and drink and pay $5 or $6 for a cup of coffee. But you know, why couldn't they? What is the problem, Rick?
Okay,
Why can't they
okay,
give the $5-6?
Okay, I'll tell you what it is. Over the years, we've seen the bigger groups, I'm not going to mention names of charities, come out and say that they're raising funds for this. They're saying, oh, we're trying to help these people get off the street. With the reality, guys, I don't want to bag anyone, but
is it a money-making industry?
100%. 100%. The last 3 years, I haven't seen one major service come out since the pandemic hit. Not one. In saying that, we came out and did 200 days straight as the only person in there. Hey, how you been? Sorry, man. How you doing?
Hadn't heard of it.
How you been?
2 years and 3.5 months.
Well, how you been?
I hadn't heard of it.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Where you been staying?
I had to take over here.
Where have you been staying?
Next time I've got to keep in the sliding door. If it doesn't stop raining, I have to go here.
Well,
I stay for a couple of weeks, you know.
I haven't seen you in a couple of years now.
Where'd
you go?
Saw you driving a car in October year 2018, driving around here.
Yeah,
Get the pier.
yeah. Sort of in and out,
What happened to your walk?
Unfortunately, that didn't go too well. The marriage broke down.
Doing the cold. Can't get out. They've got a man and woman you have a with. Bloody, they don't speak to me. They're here.
How you
Got
been,
a
bud?
friend lives in Harvey Bay, McFinn.
Yeah.
Too hard to live here. I've got a friend would invite me for Christmas. At no Christmas party, his son cracked on the bloody head of diabetes disease. Doesn't like people visiting him.
That's right. That's right. So you back on the street again? You back on the street?
I'm staying for a couple of weeks. What are you doing? What are you doing?
We still feed on Sundays. We feed out here on Tuesdays.
I've never been for free food for 7 years, more than 7 years, because of all this violence and all this stuff. I can't do it. I go to Newtown.
Yeah.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 times a week. Harry Christian at dinner.
Yeah.
And buy $25 worth of food. That's all. But I can't go in there.
Are you here?
People who come up and smack me in the head,
Yeah.
kick the luggage. A bloke 3 years ago, a bloke kicked the bloody luggage across the face. I can't go there.
I remember all day. The brother's been coming out.
I would have to come with you,
Yeah.
get protected. I can't just walk and
I
talk
know,
and talk.
I know. And that's the thing. That's one thing we did bring to the table was a safe place to come and eat. When we rocked up, nobody got hurt, nobody got attacked, nobody got issued. Yeah.
What was
Sunday. This Sunday I'll be here.
What time? Saturday.
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock
Saturday.
Sunday.
Yeah, if I go with you or what?
I'll come and get
if
you.
If you're not here, I can't do it.
I'll come and get you.
Yeah, but I
on
can
Sunday.
only do what Saturday 4 o'clock.
Sunday 4 o'clock. I'll be
Sunday
here.
4. Once a week.
Yeah. Once a week here, and then I'll come on Wednesdays as well.
What time Wednesday?
About 4 o'clock as well.
Yeah, I have to go with you because the bloke over there used physical body. I haven't been there since April year 2015. Long time.
Yeah, but that bloke that attacked you, Dean, I remember that. That
He's
fella.
not there.
He's not there.
About 8 people gone.
I got him into rehab. He's not the same bloke that you knew 5 years ago, 7 years ago. I put him into rehab, got his life in order. He's.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But I know who you're talking about.
Kevin, I lost contact with him for 3 years, lived in the Blue Mountain.
Yeah.
But I gave him $50. I gave him chicken. I gave him coffee. And said, come here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, end of May.
Well, listen,
come back half an
we'll
hour.
come back. I'll come back. 100%.
I don't know where you work in Liverpool. I don't know where.
You know what's insane? This has got to be one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and it was even ranked as one of the most, right?
You see that, mate? He's 67, bro.
Yeah, but look who really lives here. They live. This is not a temporary thing, Rick. This is real. This is permanent.
You look at his little pillows. You see the pillows? Dirty, this, that.
Yeah.
Now, I'll give him some stuff now, like when we
Yeah.
go back to the van and that, I've got
Yeah.
like sleeping bag for him and stuff, but break my heart because when he left 7 years ago, he had a place. I got one of these refuges places, like they work with elderly because
Yeah.
he was over a certain age.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to look after him, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is where he ended up.
So this is where it all started. You made the meal and you came down here. What year was that?
2011 winter. We rocked up. So I just about 6 months before that lost my building company, everything. We just got into a rental property. Within 2 days of that, we hit the streets. When we drove around the city, what happened, we noticed there were people sleeping here, couples sleeping on an awning here, and we didn't really see hundreds of people, we just thought there was only a few. So I thought, I'll make a pot of pasta, we'll bring it out, and this is where we set up. We put a milk crate here, and we set up here. But I didn't realise as soon as I put the milk crate down on the food,
They started coming out from everywhere.
there was about 100 people rock up that night, and we only had food for 10 people.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there, totally concerned, thinking, I'm not sure what we're going to do. And Fox Studios had an event on that night.
Yeah.
So, and the van was driving around looking for somewhere to give this food, and stopped and said to me, "Listen, brother, do you know where I can give this food?" I said, "Bro, you can leave it here."
Yeah.
I said, "Man, see that
You're a
line?
godsend.
I don't have enough food for these people, honestly."
Yeah.
And I remember that was the beginning. So from there, we rocked up back, and I said to my wife, "We're gonna have to make a lot more meals." So we started cooking at home. We didn't tell anyone. We didn't even tell the church we were going to.
Yeah.
We just started coming out. What happened? Somebody saw us out in the city and said, "Do you realise that these guys have been feeding?" So I wasn't even on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because it was just one of those things that wasn't why we did it. We did it because we hit the low.
Yeah.
But then somebody said to me, "Listen, you mind if I record it so we can get the message out, so we can get you some help?" Well, the day that they put that video up, that Saturday we ended up with like hundreds of volunteers wanting to help because they found somewhere that they could help.
Yeah.
And then people started coming. So Martin Place became a centre for the homeless to be able to come and know that they were going to get a fresh cooked meal. They were going to get, if they needed sleeping bags, we'd organise it. At the time we had clothes rock up and so on. So this was the starting point. There was no barricades, we were all parked up here. We continued doing Saturdays, breakfast, because there's nowhere in the city they could get breakfast, so we did fresh breakfasts for them, yeah. And then we're talking about every single week in, week out, never fail, not a single day, not Christmas miss, not, if it landed on the days that we were there, we were there. And then eventually the council slowly tried to put barricades up and stop us doing stuff, so we continued. We just kept rocking up, week in, week out, taking stuff, bringing stuff to the table. We even held carols for the homeless like 4 years in a row before the Link Cafe had that incident. And then they tried to make it so we couldn't have any events for the homeless. But we tried to raise the awareness that this is happening in our city. This, I didn't create it, you didn't create it, but I couldn't just walk past it.
It's a big area here, you know.
It's,
And I've been down here a couple of times with you, and I've seen them. What kind of people have you met? What kind of walk of life do they come from? Like, who are they? I mean, then, like, I've met a few people down here who were. I met one guy who was an ex-lawyer that just
That's
walked
right.
away from everything.
that's right.
Just had enough.
These people are more educated than I'd ever be, honestly. And
Yeah.
look, I was a builder, I had a certificate for, I had my trade qualifications. In my field, I was like a specialist in my field. These guys would teach me things I'd never thought before. Like things that I was unaware of. Some of these were teachers, some of these, we even had a Supreme Court judge that was sleeping there.
I remember
Joey.
you told me. Yeah.
We had Look, nearly all these guys will tell you at one stage of their life they had a business, they had families, they had kids, so on.
Yeah.
A breakdown that led to this. And the worst part about it is some of them just lost total hope.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think about it. You build all your life, say you're married, and I'm talking from a guy's point now. You're married, you work for your family all your life. It's all come to an end. Some don't deal with it, pick up and bounce back.
Yeah.
That's the breaking point. Do you understand? Everyone's got a breaking point, right? This is the breaking point for a lot of them. You talk to them, they're the most loveliest people you'll ever meet.
I did, and one thing that I noticed, and I want you to explain more about it, was their generosity, and I'll tell you why. I remember seeing you give a lady who rocked up late and the food was gone, and she said, is there anything left? It was the pizza guy day, and all 300 pizzas were gone. And the funny thing I found was, these people, they still got dignity. It's like one guy said to you, oh, do you have any Hawaiian? You go, we're out of Hawaiian. He goes, I don't want anything else. And you sort of say, oh, but that's right. They're out on their luck, but they still have their, you know, I don't eat Hawaiian. But then you said to this lady, you said, darling, all the pizza's gone. And she goes, oh, drats, I'm going to have to go. And I think it was you and, what's his name? The Greek?
Billy.
Billy. You gave her $25. But what shocked me the most was, because I approached her, it nearly made me cry, because all she had was $25. She walked up the road to McDonald's and bought a $40 meal. And I asked her, how did you get the $40 meal with $25? She walked in and said to the McDonald's guy, I got $25, but I want that $40 meal. So this kid gave her the $40 meal and took the $25. But they sat down there and she invited her friends and they cut 2 Big Macs, 2 cheeseburgers,
right,
and 2 fillet of fish or something. They cut them in half and they shared it. They turned it into a, and I, like,
yeah,
how many times have you seen that happen?
Man, honestly, I have to say that if you've seen what these guys do, there's a lady here, Rose, beautiful lady. She came up and the first time she came to the table, she grabbed a whole stack of meals and somebody said, excuse me lady, 1 meal per, and they thought she was taking it for herself.
Yeah.
And I said, stop one sec, let her take the meals and let's see what she does with the meals. And she was walking around looking for the ones that couldn't make it to dinner. And she was giving the meals out. She didn't even eat 1 meal herself. I couldn't even give her, she wouldn't take $10 that I had to offer. To this day, the lady sits there and says, you do too much for us, I cannot take this. And you sit there and you think to yourself, oh, they'll just take what they can. Sorry, I'm telling you something. To these people that are really on the streets, if you went to give them something, the chances of them taking that will be very slim.
I've got to tell you what happened with my son. That day that he came and he disappeared. He disappeared and I said, and I'll be honest, I said, is he embarrassed? He's not used to this. Anyway, all the pizzas were gone. We packed up and we were leaving. I got in the car and I said, where the hell were you? He goes, I was down on George Street down here around the corner, sitting with a bloke. I took him a pizza and he goes to me, do you want to sit and eat with me?
Well,
I don't want to eat by myself. Right. He goes, I go, so you ate the bloke's pizza? He goes, no, Dad, I just had 1 piece, but I was sitting there after eating it talking to him. He goes, Dad, this is unbelievable. And I went,
sometimes all they want is someone to talk
company.
to. You know, I kid you not, you can ask my kids and that. Yeah. When we did the first dinner, we had food everywhere. And I said, okay, I gave a little prayer and said, guys, you can eat. And they all just stood there. And I said, you can eat. And you know what they said? We won't eat until your kids eat first.
Wow.
And I was standing there, and I'll never forget, because I had my Orlando, we were doing a barbecue and that. And I said, okay, kids, grab a plate. So we all ate. As soon as they saw me eat the food, they all started lining up and grabbing food.
What's her name that refuses to eat before saying a prayer altogether?
Rose?
Was it Rose?
Yeah, Rose.
That touched me. Like, she didn't want to eat. and she grabbed Ricky and she grabbed and they made a circle and I was in that circle.
Oh, Mary.
Mary?
Mary.
Yeah.
Mary, yeah.
And they said a prayer thanking God for the food that they're about to receive and, you know, thank you, Ricky, for coming. And they all sat together after saying a prayer and they ate. That's civil. These are not.
Look, unfortunately, we look at it like, because you hear what you hear from the media. You do. You hear.
Yeah.
You see the guys begging this and that. Let me tell you something. The guys that you do see begging that, they're not on the streets. I can tell you now. I'm not saying this to all. I can tell you now. These guys know that they can call us up on the phone, send a message or something, and we will be out there with a sleeping bag. We'll be out there trying to get them accommodation. They know.
Yeah.
The ones that you do see begging, obviously, unfortunately, they've got addictions that they're trying to keep or whatever it is along the way. But I can honestly tell you, all these guys here will be sleeping somewhere tonight.
Do you want to go talk to them?
Yeah, all these
Go
people
talk to
are
them.
sleeping out there tonight.
Let me ask you this. You have done this out of your own pocket for so long. You've got a few restaurants that donate, which is fantastic, and they donate top
Away,
quality
guys.
food. G'day, gentlemen. How you going?
Hey, I come down just to have a look because we're bringing out meals on Sunday and that for you.
Sunday?
Yeah, but we just come out to let everyone know that, like, you know, at the end of the day, we need the supplies, we need the food, we need the jumpers, look, the jackets and stuff like that. How many more jumpers you want? How many more outfits you need?
Huh? Ask us for, but we can't give them.
No, it's classic. But yeah, I mean,
You sound like the New South Wales government.
he does.
We need companies to give it. Where can we give it?
Yeah.
We don't have it.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's someone to donate to us. If we had stuff, we donate to other people.
I know that. I've seen it with my own. How you going,
no,
champ?
these guys are unreal.
You will?
And the thing is, but like the whole reality is, everyone just paints a picture thinking drug addicts, this and that.
Yeah.
I can tell you now, all these people here, I could sit down, we can get coffee, we can go to barbecues.
Let's
we
sit
can,
down.
You know what I mean?
Have a seat.
Yeah, sit
Whose
down.
bag's this? If I move it, I'm not stealing it.
No,
I'm just moving it.
Yeah, just put it.
You blokes will jump up and belt the crap out of me.
Just for now.
Have
But
a
the thing
seat.
is,
So how you guys coping with this cold?
I'm going to get a cuppa.
yeah.
Get a cuppa?
No, you want a cuppa?
No, I'm good.
Salami and cheese. Hot salami and cheese melted.
Is it? Oh, they just got it, did they?
I came from Campbelltown. That's where I was born. We're doing.
I've got some look. I've got some snack packs and stuff that I've got to take around later. But we're trying to get as much support as we can to get people to help out, because the problem is people just assume everyone's looked after, right? Honestly. And the thing is, the sleeping bags we brought out, the backpacks brought out, the snack packs, the things, the clothes. We're just still
Keeps
out.
you warm, eh? Keeps you warm. Where are you from, bro?
Bankstown.
You're from Bankstown.
Bankstown, yeah.
What's your background?
What do you mean, like lifestyle?
Lifestyle.
Who did I sound like a rock star, bro?
Ask this guy what he did for work.
What'd you do for work?
Hey, I used to be a builder.
A builder.
Yeah.
A builder? And what happened?
Oh, I got sick of work.
What about you? What'd you do?
I worked for a cardboard tube manufacturing company
Oh yeah.
for
Are we going to be on Channel 7?
4.5 years, Australian tube. Then I went to, they bought out, I went to Sunoco, Ingleburn, and I was there for 14 years.
Yeah.
So I worked, I did it for nearly 19 years straight, eh?
19 years.
Nearly 19 years straight working in the same industry, same job pretty much.
Not Channel 7.
And then I quit because I
Will
had
anyone know where we're
a few issues with management.
Will it?
And I've had 2 or 3 jobs since then, last 5 years, you know.
Yeah.
What, had a bit of a falling out with
Oh,
the old girl. The old girl.
So you just had the relationship breakdown and you came down and hang out with the boys down here.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
I'm just hanging out with you, mate. I'm not homeless.
And,
Shoot it. Oh, all right.
so,
We used
Yeah.
to make an interview of us, eh?
Yeah, I'm just
It's gonna be on YouTube.
I'm just down here trying to bring awareness and try to kill some of the lies and myths that the media and
Yeah, well, they don't care about us, but we're like non-existent, aren't we?
well, that's not true. I mean, they want to portray it that way.
Not all drug addicts, are we?
That's
Not all drug addicts. and
I've
no
come
hopers,
down.
No hopers. And
I've come down a few times with Rick, and
not all blood drinkers
that's right.
and criminals
Yeah.
and those type of people.
Right.
You know.
He knows about it. He's been around the field all day.
Have a seat.
You do a good job, brother.
What's your background? How'd you end up here?
I just got plenty of friends here, and they have a good time, and
Yeah,
then they all do a good job, a good service.
yeah.
Yeah.
Has it been hard with this weather, or you don't mind it? The good company keeps you warm.
Yes, it does.
You guys are very generous. You share a lot of your stuff together. I've seen it firsthand.
And
You care about each other. It's like a special little community. Maybe more Australians should be more like you guys.
Yeah, and I help people, and I give them food as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah. well,
Nice talking to you.
well, you enjoy it. What's that? Flat white
Yeah, tea.
tea. White tea. All right.
No pride or egos here. There's no pride or egos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's real
What's
humanity.
that to say? We're
Humble,
home.
down to earth. You don't think of ourselves higher than we should. You know. We don't think we're special. Or
Yeah.
we don't think we're. You know.
He's an expert.
If you found a job, I'm going to ask you a question. If you found a job, got yourself an apartment, right? Would you stop coming down and visiting your mates?
No, I wouldn't. No.
Wouldn't change.
No. I'd still come and visit him and help him out. You know?
Wouldn't change.
No.
What would you do?
No way. Yeah, he's pretty true, isn't he?
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. You take care. Take care. I'll see you later.
Mine, eh?
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, David.
Did you say you got clothes in that, jackets or something? You,
Can you give him a job because he's a good worker?
you didn't do nothing tonight.
No, not tonight.
You're
I'm
not
just
coming Friday nights, are you? You just Sundays.
Sunday. You got to. Where is Rick? Where did you go?
Well, people donate. They'll turn around and call me up and say they got a couple of brand new sleeping bags, some mats, snack packs. Come from some of the lady volunteers put them together. We've got toiletry packs. It's just people put them together. They're all groups and they want to help out. They get it to me. Look, I can only do so much. I'm happy to take it out, but if I've got nothing to take out, what can I give?
All right, Rick. So we've basically walked your probably half the route that you do, not even a quarter, just down here. Now you've done this all on your own. You've refused the grants because they wanted to own you, and you wanted to do it your way. So you basically had to do it out of your own pocket, right? You have an established donation group
people that help out regularly. Yeah.
You're doing something that the government refuses to do, but you need help.
100%.
And it's okay to say, guys, I'm helping people and I need help to help these people. So tell them what we got to do to make sure Rick gets to as many people as possible.
Okay, guys, listen, to help out first, you can visit our website, www.swagfamilysydney.com.au. That's one way you can make a donation. You can help out with supplies. But let me just be clear on a few things. First, after 10 years, we're holding our first charity event on the 10th of August. Now that's the first attempt we've had to try to raise funds for what we've been doing over 10 years. And if you get a chance, jump on our link, jump on the website, Swag Family Sydney, www.swagfamilysydney.com.au. Check it out. It's all tax deductible. We're a registered charity. Nobody gets paid. It's all voluntary. Every single thing that we give out is brand new and fresh. We do not give out second-hand clothes. We give out brand new sleeping bags. As if you were going to give it to your brother, you would give him the best of what you could. The jackets, clothes, whatever we bring out is up to scale. Snack pack, toiletry pack, so on. As you were saying before, this is at the core of the route. Do Woolloomooloo, Wentworth Park, Central, City Circle, basically. Tuesdays, every second Tuesday, do Big Park, Liverpool. Every single week, Mondays, we do Wollongong, Illawarra as well. We have Swag Regional where Sister Eunice takes it all the way out to Dubbo, Orange and that, the country towns.
Yeah.
So we basically, for the small group that we are in size, I guess you would look at it from a charity point, we have the biggest hearts. Mm-hmm. I've got people, and I want to thank all the people that have helped over the years. Like when you said, yeah, we started on our own, yeah, we stepped out with our family, but I can't thank enough all the people that have come and gone, whether it's for one weekend, whether it's for a week. That day that they came out made a difference. It didn't matter. There's not one single person that wasted their time to come out here, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we couldn't have done it without you. You know, and the blessing that we've had is that, listen, 100% of what we get goes out. Maybe once in a while we'll fix up the van or we need to get the tyre fixed, stuff like that. If we can do it, we cover it. If we haven't got it, we put a call out. Temporary accommodation, getting these guys to get off the streets and have a shower, you know, if we can get 10 people out a week just to clean up and that, we're doing something great. The thing is, we can't do it without your support, simple as that. We can only do what we can.
And here's the thing, and I'm going to be brutally honest. A lot of charities, you donate your money, and that's the last time you see your money, and you hope for the best that it gets used in a right way. With Rick and the Swag family, you donate $1, you can come down and spend a couple of hours with Rick and see where your dollar is, what it's doing, and where's it going. No other charity, and that's the truth, can show you the same thing or do the same thing, right? You can donate, price of a cup of coffee.
You can go to the motel and take food. Like if you want to put somebody up in a motel, you can go and take them there. You can go and see them for yourself. You can go and pick these guys up, bring your clothes out. You know what I mean? Like it's.
At the end of the day, you can make a difference. You control your life, and you have the ability to help somebody. By helping Rick and the Swag family, I guarantee you 100%, not 80% or 50% or 40% of your money, 100% will go towards helping somebody. At the end of this show, you'll see the advertising for the function that they're holding. If you can attend, we'd love to have you. If you can't attend and like to donate, what's the donation page called?
Swag Family Sydney, www.swagfamilysydney.com.au.
That'll also be on the end of this video.
Go ahead. I just want to say real clear too, every single volunteer that we've had come out, they work normal jobs, they're ordinary people, they give up their time, they got families, most of them struggling week to week, but still manage to give up some of their time. So there's what I've seen in all the stuff that we've done, it's ordinary Australians making a difference.
Yeah.
But it's the ones that have, that have been struggling to get through life in general. So I just want to thank everyone. God bless you, man.
God bless you too. I want to finish off by saying this. You know what the crash is about? It's to show you what you're worth. You decide. You make the difference. Whether you're happy, sad, up or down. Life is what you make it. We can go back to being Australians that care about each other, or we can continue to watch our society plummet into oblivion. You make the call, not the government. Helping people like Rick, and Rick could be your neighbour. Rick could be your cousin who you haven't spoken to for 2 or 3 years because of what's been happening. You make the difference. You've got the power. And you have the ability to help somebody else get back on track. That's what being Australian is.
That's right.
God bless you all. God bless Australia.
God bless all. God bless. Thank you very much.